The JSE All Share index was flat in early trade as increasing signs of slowing global growth and uncertainty surrounding the next moves of major central banks kept investors cautious. Domestically, traders continue to digest the latest GDP figures, which showed South Africa's economy displayed some resilience in the first quarter, despite intense load shedding and an adverse global environment. Zwelakhe Mnguni is the Chief Investment Officer at Benguela Global Fund Managers, and we speak now about the latest market moves with him. Thank you very much, Mr. Mnguni, for your time. So the rand seems to be far more stable today than it was yesterday. What's driving trade?
Yeah, thank you. It looks like we are having a bit of a breather. I think the US dollar is slightly weaker. I think there is a continuing concern that the global economy will slow down and the US will be at the forefront of that slowdown. So the rand has had a bit of a breather from that. I mean, it's much better than where we bottomed out. Probably 1980 was where we bottomed out.
Okay. African Bank reported a total net loss after tax of 44 million rand for the 6 months to end March 2023. Talk to us about the numbers.
Yeah, so African Bank is a consumer-focused business. I mean, they recently acquired Grindrod Bank to try and increase their corporate market. But I think the big thing is that the consumer bank has struggled. I mean, their customers have been under a lot of pressure from load shedding, from inflation, from fuel costs. So it looks like there has been a struggle to collect money. And there has also been a bit of a struggle in terms of people qualifying to get loans there. So what happened is that they took a decision to impair the loans. Essentially, if you haven't paid within a certain time, generally 90 days, most of the banks would basically write that loan off. And that came through quite strongly. I think it was 2.2 billion. And the prior period, I think, was less than 500 million. So that is really the big story there, that the numbers were suppressed by a big impairment provision that they put through due to customers struggling.
The Department of Communications and Digital Technologies has filed an application with the North Gauteng High Court in Pretoria to place the post office in business rescue in a bid to save it from liquidation. Help us make sense of the developments and the subsequent job cuts expected there.
Look, I think it's an unfortunate situation. I mean, the Post Bank is a piece of infrastructure that potentially, if it is well repurposed, could be useful to the economy. So unfortunately, they employed just under 13,000 employees, and there was an undertaking that they will cut about 7,000 people to try and bring the business back into close to profitability at least. So the business has been making losses for the last 10 years. And it owes creditors, I think it's just under 9 billion. And the creditors were basically trying to liquidate the Post Bank, and the department basically applied for a business rescue. So essentially, if you apply for a business rescue, you delay in the process of liquidation, and you try and find alternative means to try and pay the creditors. I think the big thing there is that the Post Bank was, I mean, it's still in the old era where it has a lot of capacity that is being underutilized. I mean, there isn't much that is happening in the post office. And unless they can try and repurpose that bank into a bank or something more useful, I think they'll always be in a loss-making situation. I think that's where the challenge is there.
So the world's biggest spirit company is worried that climate change is going to make water for making all of its alcoholic drinks scarce. What's going on?
Yeah, I think, I mean, as we know, most of the alcohol is water itself. And I think in the spirits, it's in the region of about 60%. So where there is a scarcity of water, what they're highlighting is that because of the climate change, so the climate warming up, there's a more frequent droughts, and the droughts affect not only water, but also the ingredients that go into their products, things like grapes, things like grains. Those things are essential. They need water to grow. And if you get into an environment where, in a situation where the climate change has a massive impact on water availability. That creates a problem for them because they won't be able to provide their products, and that creates a sustainability problem for them. So what they are talking about is their plans to basically reduce water usage and also trying to ensure that they can assist local communities in basically restoring the water tables in one way or another. But certainly it is a challenge that would face many other companies around the world unless the world responds to this climate change situation.